What's good, everybody? How you guys been? Welcome to another episode of Camera Basics. Today's episode is all about ISO. ISO is a measurement of your camera's sensitivity to light, so the higher the number, the more sensitive and the brighter the image will be. So if you're in a dark setting and you don't necessarily have the widest aperture lens, or you need a really fast shutter speed to properly capture your subject, turning up your ISO will brighten up the image without compromising on either of those settings. But it comes at a price: noise. When you turn up your ISO, you're basically adding artificial light to the image that you're taking. It's hard to explain, but I'll try to show you. So there's a microphone right here, just out of frame. And the reason it's so close is so that I don't have to increase my voice's volume in post-production, so I can keep the noise level as low as possible. But if I back up and I just keep talking at the same volume and I try to increase my sound in post afterwards, you're gonna hear all kinds of noise and it's gonna get all muddy and stuff. So that's one example of kind of adding sensitivity to your sensor. This is the same kind of thing. And here's just an example of me using a high ISO on my camera. I turned my shutter speed way up, I made my aperture really small, and so to keep the exposure the same, I turned up my ISO. And if you look in the black background, it's all noisy. My skin color might be a little bit different, and overall the image just is a lot less contrasty and a lot less natural looking. So using a high ISO can help you in certain situations, but most of the time it's better to keep it as low as possible. The amount of noise in your images really depends on the sizes of the sensors in the camera that you're using. So if I'm using an iPhone, that sensor is tiny. So turning up your ISO is going to degrade the quality of your image really fast. Whereas if I'm using a full frame camera like the one I am now, I can crank my ISO up to like 10,000 and still have very usable images. Which is a big reason why people opt to use actual cameras instead of just the ones on their phones, because it'll give them much more usable pictures in a much wider range of lighting scenarios. And that's it. ISO can brighten up your image when you need it to, but just keep in mind the more you use it, the more noise you're introducing into your images. And yeah, there's things in Photoshop and Lightroom that can get rid of noise, but it never actually looks as good as if you were to just take the photo at a lower ISO. Hope you guys found this video helpful. Hopefully you feel like you learned something. Leave a comment down below letting me know what I can do to help explain these topics to you guys. Leave a like and share if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.